Okay, we are back with another War League replay review. This time it's versus Stango from Team Reign of Destruction, Demonic, whatever they're calling themselves right now. So let's get right into it. So off the gate, it's a kind of a tense match because our team is down 0-2 right now, so I pretty much have to win so that we don't get eliminated this round. So he gets to go first. He normals Alias, sets a back row, and passes. My hand's not too bad. I'm gonna be on Christia Sworn, so I could use a boss monster here. That would be nice, but it's by no means not a bad hand because we have the potential to mill and get back cards of Beckoning Light. So right now, I'm not quite sure what he's on. Could be Hero Beat, or it could be just Hero Frogs. And because I have no info as of yet, I don't want to give him too much info. So what I'm just going to do is set Raiko and pass. See what happens. If it's Hero Beat, I don't want to play too unnecessarily into Gemini Spark or anything like that, so I decide to take it slow. See what happens. So he does, when he tributes for Caius, I'm pretty much sighing with relief because I probably couldn't have asked for a more fortunate matchup. It's weird, even though I'm getting Caius and he's going to attack me for 24, but I still think I'm in a decent spot depending on what I draw next. So hits in, draw for turn Celestia. Would have been nice in the last turn to stop the Kais, but it's okay. Okay. We mill a fairy, a name, and a JD. Not too bad. And here I'm just gonna get a Lila to try to get his disruption out of the way. So yeah, go for Lumina. He chains Raigeki Break here, which seems interesting, because I would think it would be better to wait until I summon the Lila and activate her pop effect, because to switch my Lila to defense mode. But now I don't have to. I can just set my Beckoning, then end my turn and, possibly present a potential Honest. End phase mill's pretty good. Get the Christia in the grave, which is going to be the win condition in this matchup. So he goes turn play of Prio. MST totally fine. Our Beckoning is already pretty good. So we get back Herald and Christia. So our JD's already on board. And yeah, if he has another Caius or something, I'm probably not going to Herald that, because I can just drop a JD and then depending on what I draw next, maybe find a way to get Christie online. Yeah, because otherwise I would go to 5 fairies and it would make it difficult for me to drop it later on. And I do get back the Herald anyway because I have the Necro, so if he has nothing else to attack this Lila with, I can just make a synchro and then drop Christia that way. Brings back the Treeborn. Just attacks. Perfectly okay with it. And then he passes with no back row and draw the second JD, so the game is pretty over from here. Go for Tempest. It really doesn't matter what I make here because it's game with these anyway, but you know, just because. And his hand's pretty bad. So that is going to be the game. Alright, game 2. Decent opening. Would be nice to have a fairy to pair with this Herald, but we have 2 starters and a Deshut, so can't complain too much. He's gonna go for Substitute. I'm fine with that. Even if I had a fairy to go with the Herald, I'm not threatened enough to negate the Substitute. So he can do his thing. Passes with no back row. Drawn Honest, pretty good. Here I'm just hitting with Lila. I really don't. I'm not bothered if he drops a Gorz here. I do have Herald, but I don't want to waste Herald on the Gorz because that just leaves me susceptible to a Monarch, and I can just shoot away any Monarchs that he might have. It would only be a problem if he had 2 Monarchs in the hand, but since it's Hero Frogs, it's not a high chance he's gonna have 2, so there's no point in not attacking. Yeah, Milligardna. Other Mill's not so good, but the garden is good. Okay, so here, obviously the best card in his hand is the Caius. Unfortunately, he had RoD and not a hero, so we can't take away the hero and make his Miracle Fusions dead. And he has Brain Control, which is concerning because he can quite easily pressure me with 2 absolute zeros and get in for potentially a ton of damage. And then Brain Control can seal out the game. And I don't really have any graveyard setup. I don't have any boss monsters in my hand, so while the Deshut is good, it doesn't solidify my position in this game. Yeah, the Caius goes for Stratos. I'm not negating that. There's no point. He does his things. He goes for Miracle. He could potentially summon a second Miracle, and that presents a shit ton of damage, but I don't know if that's the best because on one hand, you're basically dropping all your gas into this one turn, but on the other hand, he also has very little defense, so like, it's in his best interest to close out the game as soon as possible. So I'm not sure if it's better to just lead with 1-0 or just summon the other one. So yeah, I'm just gonna, at least we get to drop an Honest to get that 0 out of the way. Now, and then I'll have to deal with the second one. We take that. Now he does it main phase too. I guess maybe he's trying to play around a lightning vortex or something if he has 2 on the field. And that could be an option. Now he bounces the swap. And yeah. I guess he could have bounced the Stratos too. Try to get like Mally Edge or an alias. But he's just gonna do that. I draw the trooper for turn, which is great because that means I can attack over Stratos with this and not the Jane. Because this hand is in desperate need of a solar recharge, and I just wanted to see. I need the extra card. Right. Decent mills. And we set my body as a bluff. So here he thinks for a bit. Summons a swap. So here I decide to necro the attack because I'd be taking like 3,100 damage. And plus 1,100 from these two guys. So like I would pretty much lose to like a brain control. And I still have my body as a shield set, so I do need to preserve my life points. So yeah, I think that's correct here. Draw a soul, not too bad. Gives us a synchro option. Then he sets a back row, most likely a discard trap since he's bouncing the Treeborn. Then we draw recharge, which is just what we need. Draw Christia and another recharge. We milled a Plague, but it doesn't matter because we want to use the Herald to synchro and get 4 fairies. So go for that. Here, I'm only worried if the discard trap is Wind Blast and not Raigeki Break, because then I'm kind of cooked here. But it turns out to be Raigeki Break, so my body is a shield comes in clutch. Okay, so here there are a few options. First, Stardust and then Christia. So we can attack over everything and Stardust will just negate. But it leaves me wide open to losing to brain control if he top decks, because he just needs like anything with at least 200 attack to normal summon and then brain the Christia and kill me. Because the Stardust, I can't bring back the Stardust after I negate the nuke effect. The other option is Thought Ruler, then Christia, bring back the Honest, swing over with the swap so I get the 4 fairy and then gain life points off the absolute 0, which is pretty decent. My board gets wiped, but I get Christia back and I don't risk losing to brain. Only thing there, because if he draws Vanity's Fiend, I'm in a pretty bad spot. So that's also something to consider. But since we have the Honest, I do find this line to go for game with Avenging Knight, because turn the 0 to defense mode, and then swing over for Christia for 18, and then 31 piercing over the absolute 0. And that's gonna be game. So yeah. And he did draw Monarchs in the next turn, so the brain wouldn't be enough to... Well, actually it would, because he would attack me and then Kai's burn me. So that actually, if I did go for the Stardust line, I would have lost that game. But yeah, so pulled out a clutch win, kept my team alive another day, but we still got 2 matches to go, so could go either way. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.